Last night, there were several cars in the Boulder and down Highway 93 hit by rocks.
Yeah.
One of the people was killed.
It was pretty scary. We reasoned that if that had hit me in the head, I probably would have died.
Eleanor was one of the 7 victims whose vehicles were struck by rocks thrown by teenagers who were bored and looking to do something they thought was fun and cool. Luckily, the rock that hit her car missed Eleanor's head by inches, but that wasn't the case for 20-year-old Alexa, who was returning from a friend's house after spending a happy day. She was driving on an empty road when a pickup truck came speeding toward her vehicle at nearly 80 miles per hour. Within seconds, a large rock was hurled at the driver's side of her car, striking her head before smashing through the rear windshield of her Chevrolet Spark. Her car swerved off the road into a field and came to a stop after hitting a fence. Her girlfriend, who had been on a call with her the entire time, panicked when the line suddenly went silent, tracked Alexa's car using the Find My iPhone app, and immediately called both Alexa's mother and emergency services. What they saw when they arrived on scene caused a lifelong pain they would never forget.
She runs to her daughter's car, and responders stop her. They don't let her go see her daughter, whose face is not only unrecognizable, but whose face is not there, whose head is an empty cavity because her brain is in the back seat.
This is Jenna. Okay. And Jenna, who are you?
Alexa's girlfriend.
Okay.
And we were on the phone. The phone cut off. Like it didn't. It was just like wasn't. So I thought her phone was dead, but like her phone kept ringing.
Do you mind if I see what time that phone call was?
The victim's vehicle right here appears to be driving northbound.
Yeah.
Which means that if an object was thrown, it had to be southbound, come from, or unless it was launched backwards. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Because ours was from.
Your cars were going northbound.
Yeah. No, our victim vehicles were going southbound. Our suspect vehicle was going northbound.
While officers searched for every possible clue that could lead them to the suspects, Jenna went on to explain what she did after arriving on the scene. None of the family members were allowed near the car because the visuals inside were tragic, with blood splattered across the seats and the roof of the vehicle. Police found Alexa's lifeless body slumped over, her face covered by her hair, with bits of brain tissue on the shattered rear windshield. What was even more disturbing was that police had received multiple calls from other victims reporting the same thing happening to them, some of whom were seriously injured as well. The worst part of all was that this wasn't even the full extent of the diabolical acts the teenagers had committed, which officers were soon going to uncover.
At 10:31, we get a call from an RP that stated somebody in an unknown make model white truck threw a rock from the sunroof into his windshield. Point of impact looked identical to that one. Went through, he got a ton of glass in his eyes and his face, and we can't get a better vehicle description as of yet. I'm going to go back and talk with them again. And then...
Did you say where that happened at?
So it's less than 2 miles from here. So if you
mentioned that it was juveniles.
They didn't give me an age range. They couldn't tell. They said that the truck had high beams on, really bright lights. They couldn't tell specifically what the age was, but at least occupied by 2. And it was a tall truck, so the individual had stood up and out of the sunroof and through their windshield, probably going like 65.
We can't right now. I'm very sorry. Yeah, and I understand that, and I do appreciate your request. Just we're trying to preserve the scene so that we can get the best representation for it. So I'm sorry we cannot do that. So okay, I can let you know that it's more than just a car accident. So.
Like, what do you think? Is someone else involved?
I can't really share that right now, but I can let you know that it doesn't seem like she just went off the road.
Well, we're looking at this as a homicide investigation, to be honest, because of what happened, and we think somebody else intentionally caused the accident.
Oh my God!
That's the only information I can give right now. So that's why we want this to be very slow. We believe this is more than a car accident. Okay, does that make sense?
The investigation kicked off immediately, with officers going door to door to speak with every victim whose car had been struck by rocks. Each victim's statement brought officers closer to the suspects as the description of the areas where the violence was committed became clearer. However, there was one person who knew exactly what had happened that night and had exited the vehicle before the suspects threw the rock that killed Alexa. Officers would soon receive a call tipping off his location.
Last night, there were several cars in the Boulder and down Highway 93 hit by rocks.
Yeah.
One of the people was killed. So
Yeah.
it's kind of a big deal.
You might want to see the indent. Or actually
Yeah.
have a
So is
picture.
the rock still in there?
The rock is indeed still in there, to my
Okay.
knowledge. I came home last night and my parents, the one who picked up the car,
Where did the rock actually, did it come in the
it
front?
came in the front, and something else must have hit the back, is our theory.
Or blew out your back window too.
The rock is still in the car. The
Right,
rock,
but I mean,
yeah.
your back window was broken out by this whole incident.
I'm not sure if it was the same rock or a separate rock.
But I mean,
I'm not.
you started with a windshield, and then
I did.
after all this,
I did.
you're like, okay.
You know, I think the freakiest part of this whole thing was
Can you,
continuing to drive down that dark road with hearing the windshield break apart.
Is the rock embedded in the front end of your car, or does it hit it and just bounce off?
It hits it, and then I lose track of it.
Okay.
But in the pictures, it's not there.
Okay.
It took out my license plate, too.
At that point, you said you got out of the car, you went up to check on the people in front of you. What'd they say?
He was just in shock, really. Like, he was like, I just got hit by a rock. Like, I was like, dude, same. And I saw where his entered. It was like the top part of his windshield. It was like really close to hitting him.
Okay.
It scratched his leg a little bit, I think. Other than that, he was on the phone with like his dad or something.
Okay.
I'm glad I'm okay too. It was pretty scary. We reasoned that if that had hit me in the head, I probably would have died.
Did you see the car that it came from?
There was no car.
You didn't see anybody?
I did not see anybody. I saw the rock. I saw the rock about a second before it hit my windshield.
So you were driving along
Yes, in the dark.
in
There
the
was
dark,
no one else
and
around.
you saw no other vehicles around.
No other vehicles.
You didn't see any people on
I did
foot?
not see any people. I saw the rock out of the corner of my eye, and there was a moment of like confusion because I was like, is that a rock? And then it hit the windshield.
And you had injuries.
Yeah.
Do you need medical or anything?
Huh?
You need medical or anything?
This might need medical. I don't think it will. It's a little sore, but I mean, this is like the deepest like cut that I've had to date.
Okay.
So other than being a little concerning, it's mostly closed up now. It's not really bleeding anymore. I don't think there's any debris in it.
Hits your shoulder, what do you do?
I have glass everywhere in my eyes, so I swerve, and I can't see the road for a couple seconds. And so I just slam the brakes. Luckily, somehow don't end up off the side of the road because of the Subaru. And luckily the glass blocked definitely pretty much all of the momentum of the rock. Because I hardly felt that. All I felt was just glass shards in my eye.
Did you know what hit you? No. No, I pulled over right away, and there was a car behind me, and they came up beside me. I was like, "Did you see what happened?" And there was two cars that flew by northbound when this happened. Gotcha. And then the car behind me said, "No, they just saw something hit my car, and then it hit theirs, but it didn't break anything that they saw."
There were 3 other victims officers interviewed, and using all the information they had gathered, police began mapping the route of the suspect vehicle through surveillance camera footage. CCTV footage obtained from a come-and-go outlet showed 3 teenagers exiting a white pickup truck that had pulled up to a gas pump, but that lead was later ruled out as the truck had no sunroof. Police spent 4 days combing through social media posts related to similar incidents and speaking with people who owned vehicles which had a similar appearance to the suspect vehicle to eliminate all possible leads. It was then that one of the suspect's acquaintances reached out to police with crucial information. The same person who had earlier gotten out of the truck.
Hey, how'd work go? Still for a quick chat?
I guess.
All right. I just want to jump in the car and stay out of the wind.
Sure.
That work for you? Thanks so much. Yeah, I didn't mean to jack you at work and just trying to work and stuff like that. Did get a message from the police that you might have some info for me.
Know how useful it's gonna be.
Well, that's all right. At this point, I'll take anything anybody's willing to give me. So just let me know what you got, and we'll go from there.
So here's the spiel, all right? So Wednesday, this kid named Joe to work here. We hung out. We go to the Walmart in it's by Westy there. We're leaving Walmart. He probably There was 4 of us total, including me, and it was Joe, God, what is his name? Mitch, and some other kid named Zach, and they're grabbing like a load of rocks. The rocks they have outside of Walmart there. Putting them in the truck, and at that point I was like, all right, like, take me home. I'm not like involved in whatever the they're about to do. Get home, and then come to find out, I'm driving to work the next day, and Indiana's closed. What the f***? And then come to find out, this lady's dead, 20 years old.
The informer went on to tell officers that while getting out of the truck, he accidentally hit one of the rocks stacked inside it, causing it to fall out. He said that if police wanted to collect it as evidence, they could find it near his home. He also hinted at his friend Joe's past, which wasn't very positive either.
He has a history of doing like that. I've actually witnessed him do it a couple of times. I don't know who else would do it. It happened on a Wednesday night. Hang out all the time. And then the more I got to know him, the more I realized like he's shit that's not really cool. Like chaos. Like I've asked him before, I'm like, you know, why do you go out and do shit, break shit, and cause chaos, he says. Got dropped off, Joe was driving. The black Chevy Silverado 1500.
Was driving Mitch's truck?
Yeah.
At the other 2?
Mitch is his buddy. I don't really know him that much. He's kind of like an oddball. Supposed to be joining the Marine Corps here shortly.
You come out, they're loading it up. What happened next?
We all got in the truck, and I was like, man, take me home. You could pretty much tell what was kind of going on there.
You think was going to happen?
Exactly what happened.
When officers asked him how certain he was that they were the same people responsible, he said he had no doubt. He explained that he hadn't come forward earlier because police were initially looking for a white pickup truck, while the suspects had actually committed the crime in a black one. He also said that after learning about Alexa's death, he called Joe and asked him directly if he was responsible, which Joe completely denied. The informant provided police with the addresses of all 3 teen suspects, and officers monitored them throughout the day. Once all of them were home, police knocked on their doors simultaneously, ensuring none of them had time to alert the others.
Sheriff's office, yes. We're looking for Mitch, Nick.
Yep. Yeah, what can I do for you?
Are you go by Mitch or Nick?
That's me.
We'd like to have a conversation with you.
Yeah.
Is anybody home?
My family. Yeah.
Your family? Okay.
Can we do this outside?
If you want to.
Yeah.
You got anything on you?
I got a phone on me.
Okay, alright.
Can I ask what this is about?
Yeah. Can you explain what might have gone on the past week?
Nothing important.
Okay. Okay. Did you go out last Wednesday with your friends?
I mean, we were out for a bit, but
okay.
You know, we were hanging out at my place and I dropped them off.
Okay. Well, who you're hanging out with?
I was with my buddies, Joe and Zach.
Are you Mark?
Yeah.
Mark, I'm investigating the office. Do you mind if we speak with you for just a couple minutes?
Yeah, what's it regarding?
I was hoping to speak with Joseph, actually. Is he home?
Yeah, he's upstairs.
Okay. We do need to talk to him tonight. Can we grab him or...
What's it regarding?
It's regarding an incident that we're investigating.
What's that incident? What happened?
It's an ongoing investigation, and I do need to talk to Joseph about it. Is it just you and Laura and Joseph, or are the other boys home too?
It's just me and Joe right now.
Just you and Joe, okay.
Yeah, let me get him.
Okay.
Is this a quick kind of thing, or is this, what do you anticipate this being?
I mean, have him get dressed if he's sleeping. We're gonna need to talk to him for a little bit.
Hey, Joe?
So what were you guys doing?
We were driving around a bit, and then we came back to my place to shoot some pool. Then I dropped him off around like 10:30.
Okay.
I was driving on that night.
What were you driving?
I wasn't driving, but we were in
You were
my
in
Silverado.
your Silverado?
There's that black one right there?
Yeah.
Okay. So that was last Wednesday, and you said you got home at 10:30?
I was
sure about that?
After I dropped them off, I had to run to Walmart, but I forgot my wallet, so I ran back home.
Okay, what time were you at Walmart?
I didn't make it before they closed at 11.
Hey, Joseph. I'm Investigator Kim at the Sheriff's Office. How's it going?
How's it going?
Good, thanks. Hey, we were hoping you could come chat with us for a little bit. We have some questions for you regarding an incident that we're investigating.
Yeah, sure. We can talk.
Sounds good. Do you have, like, ID on you, a phone, stuff like that, whatever you need?
I can go grab my wallet as soon as.
Okay. Why don't you grab your phone, too? Do you mind going down with us to our office? We can just do an interview in the interview rooms there.
That's cool.
Okay.
Okay, I go grab my wallet. real
Yeah.
quick.
And your phone, too, please.
Sheriff's office.
Door.
Open the door. Sheriff's office. Open the door. Sheriff's office.
Hey. Stand right here.
What is happening?
Stand right here for me, okay? We'll explain it. We need to speak with him. Okay?
We're in contact at the front.
We've got an investigation going on where he's involved. We need to speak with him, okay? So he's going to be coming with us. Do you have a phone inside?
With you?
Do you have a phone inside? Can he grab it for you?
And a shirt for you.
And a shirt for you? Just wait here.
Whoa. Coming with you, why?
Yeah, he's coming with us. He's a subject in an investigation. He's going with us to headquarters to be interviewed.
For what?
So we'll talk about it. We have an ongoing investigation. So if we should.
We need
get him
shoes
seen-
for him, shirt for him, and we need phone for him, please. So he can contact you and do all that stuff. Stay here.
Dude, let him stand here.
He's going to stay right here with me.
He's right here in the door.
Sir, I understand. I understand. He's going to stay right here.
Authorizing this.
What's that?
Do you have paperwork authorizing this?
We have an ongoing investigation. He's coming with us.
I understand that, but
He's staying right here with us.
I
Okay.
understand you have that, but when you come to someone's house, you usually have. a piece
Not
of paper.
always, no, because this is a fresh pursuit case.
I honestly can't remember.
You don't remember what you were doing last Wednesday night?
I honestly can't remember.
Really?
I can't even tell you what I had for lunch today, honestly.
Oh, that's rough. Do you have any, like, injuries to your head?
No.
Any medications or anything?
No, not like that.
You drinking?
No.
A little bit?
No. No, sir.
Sometimes?
No, sir.
Okay, all right. Take any medications or anything that?
No, nothing like
memory or
that.
anything like that?
I'm thinking it might be better. I mean, you guys tell me, but I'd rather make an appointment and bring him down tomorrow.
We do need to talk to him tonight. It's imperative.
Are you gonna arrest him or something?
Well,
I mean,
we
how
need to
are
find
you gonna
out.
physically coerce him to go down there?
Well, I do need to talk to him right now. Okay? Well,
And
then at least.
I'm just saying
Then
no.
do me a favor, at least have him come out here and talk to me right here. Okay?
No, I don't think so. If you want to talk to him, we can do it tomorrow, or we can make an appointment.
I do need to talk to him right now. It's imperative. At least let him make that decision for me. Okay. Then I'm going to have you step out here. We're going to hold this house. So go ahead and step out here.
You're gonna what?
We need to hold the house. That is not happening.
Sir, let me start your chain, knock it off. Okay?
Okay, right now. Right now.
Outside, put your hands behind your back, we're done. Don't turn. Hey, Brad. How you doing? You know, it seems like you might have had an eventful night.
Really? Why do you say that?
Well, I want to know why your truck was and not in the areas you were saying you weren't.
What do you mean by that?
Well, you know that I have, like, cameras.
Yeah?
So I know you went a little bit further north up there. So what were you doing up there?
I'm honestly not sure. We were just driving around, like I said. Never had a reason for it.
Okay. Well, you'd like to have a little bit longer conversation with this.
Alright.
You mind coming with this?
Can I grab a jacket, some shoes?
Is there someone who can grab them for you?
No.
No?
My room is like just right around this corner.
I'd
You
like
can walk in there with
I'd
me
like
if
you
you'd
to
like.
ask somebody to get your shoes for you.
You can
okay?
walk in there with me if you'd like.
Well, okay, we could do that. I just want to make sure there's any weapons or anything like that.
Go ahead and pull your hands out of your pockets for me real quick. You have anything on you I need to know about?
No, I mean,
Okay, just keep them down at your side then for me. Just keep them out of your pockets for me, okay? I understand it's late at night. I understand this is confusing, okay? It's just, we've got to talk to him and we can let you know after, fill you in later.
Is this investigation pointed at him? Why do you need his phone?
Because he doesn't get to have anything with him. We'll take it with him, but he's going to be searched and everything on his person is coming with us.
Listen to me. I don't know what this is about. You don't say a word to anybody. The only word you know is lawyer. Period. Period. What the f*** is this? Why
buddy.
is all of this happening?
We can explain it later. Come on with us. Come down here. Follow them. One of you guys taking him down? Yeah. Okay.
All of them were taken to the police department, and their parents were briefed about the next steps. Because Joe's father obstructed the arrest, he was also handcuffed and processed at the jail. Beyond describing the incident, the teens would also tell officers the disturbing truth about what they did after returning to Alexa's car, moments after it crashed into the fence.
Now, do you understand each of these rights? I explained them to you, right? And having these rights in mind, do you wish to talk to me now about the throwing rocks at the cars?
I'd prefer to have a lawyer with me.
Okay.
I don't like talking to law enforcement because I don't really know what I'm talking about, but
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's absolutely your right.
Last Wednesday, you were in a pickup truck with two of your friends.
I might have been. I don't really know, dude.
Okay. That's what I want to talk to you about.
Okay.
Were you drinking, anything like that?
I don't anymore.
When was the last time you did?
Freshman year.
It's been a while. How about the other two?
I don't know. I don't think Joe drinks.
Any idea about Mitch?
Like I said, I only hung out with him like twice, 3.
So, Zach had this idea to go throw rocks at cars. It's really that simple. So, Joe was driving my truck. I was in the passenger seat, and then Zach was in the back seat. I don't even know how he brought it up or why, but I don't know. We just went on with it. We were f***ing stupid and bored. Really shouldn't have, but we did, so.
So what on earth do you think would warrant that type of response?
Sorry?
What do you think would warrant that type of response?
Well, I think you guys think I killed, whatever that girl was, Alexa Bartel.
Okay.
Why? That's why you're asking about the rocks, but I had nothing to do with it.
Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Why not? Where were you at?
I don't know. I was probably at home. I keep telling you, I was sick that night, so I wanted to go home early.
So after you pick up Joseph, now it's the 4 of you guys. Where'd you guys go after that?
After that, we were driving around for a bit, and then, I think we went to, Walmart while the 4 of us were still together. It wasn't long thereafter. I think right after we finished up at Walmart, we dropped Joseph off. I think after that, we dropped Joseph off. Then, I think it was around 10 by the time we got back into our Arvada. We went to Come and Go. I think after that, we went and we grabbed some rocks, and he just started throwing them at parked cars at first, and then he started throwing them at cars that were oncoming.
Is this something that you guys have ever done before?
Me and Joe, no.
Has Zach ever done this before that you know of?
I'm unsure. Like I said, I've only known him for...
And who was throwing the rocks at the parked cars? Was
it was Zach, yeah.
Okay.
He was, for the most part, the only one doing it.
Okay, for the most part. So who else was doing it?
I'm not gonna lie, I threw one, but I completely missed, so I just didn't feel right about it. It's something that I've never done before. I didn't feel right doing it.
You've been implicated in throwing the rock that hit Alexa Bartel in the head and killed her.
How?
Give me something that's going to refute that. Okay? Because I think it's true. I think you guys are all been running around. I've given you the opportunity to tell me a story that fits. And all you're giving me is just nonsense, right? So here's the story. This is what I know. You're in the car, you're with Mitch, and you're with Joe. You picked up the rocks, and you threw them out the window.
You think I did all of it?
That's what I'm being told. Now this is your opportunity to tell me otherwise.
Being told by who?
Who do you think?
By Dick.
Who would know that information? Come on. Let's be real.
I didn't throw the rocks.
Who did?
The driver.
Okay. When, why, where, and how?
I don't know why, because they're idiots.
Okay.
When, I don't know. Where, I don't know.
And you're still lying. You know.
How?
Give me an area, a street, something.
I don't know. I think we did one like 64th or something.
Okay.
But I just sit in the back seat and watch them do this, and they laugh about it. I was like, oh, okay.
How long do you think all of the rock throwing stuff happened? Like, how long did that take?
In total, it couldn't have been more than 20 minutes.
What were your thoughts at that point?
I just had like a horrible gut feeling. I was just like, I honestly didn't even know what to think. It was just, it's hard to describe. It was just like, kind of a moment of like, why did we do that? Why did we get into the situation? Why did we surround ourselves with that type of person is kind of what I thought. So it was at that point that I kind of passed the first car and saw that passed the final car, the final one that he hit, that was on Indiana, and saw that it was kind of rolled off to the side of the road.
It was rolled off to the side of the road. Was it in the shoulder? Or?
It was like, it like rolled off of the road into a ditch. It was like pretty far off the road.
Did you go check on the driver?
I did not.
Did you stop?
I did not. Yeah, I told him it wasn't a great idea.
Okay.
I never was like, I guess I never laid down the law. I was like, you need to stop. But I was starting to ask to go home. They were like, take you home when you want to go home.
Okay. When did you start throwing the rocks? Because I know you threw rocks too.
I didn't throw one. Not a single stone was thrown by me.
Okay. Where did they get the rocks? Where did they go? How were they throwing them?
Like this. Or sometimes the other one would lob it over the car.
Okay. Then what?
I don't know.
You know, you were there. You were in the back seat. You were watching it.
Yeah, you'd speed up and then huck them out the window.
At what?
Cars.
How many times?
I don't know.
That you saw?
How many, like, separate stones did they throw?
Yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't count.
Okay. Tell me about the rocks. You're throwing and moving rocks. Where'd you go? What did they do? What did they say? How did they act?
Mitch would use, like, I guess marine terminology.
Like what?
Like contact right, contact left, fire, stuff like that.
Although Joe opted out of the interrogation, detectives uncovered crucial information about his evil past when an old friend contacted them after his arrest.
So what did you want to share?
So, like I said, I went to middle school with Joe. Known him since 7th grade, pretty much ever since I moved out here. Mm-hmm. And the first time that I really noticed any like trouble with him was I used to be on Adderall, and everyone knew that. Mm-hmm. And so he came up to me one day and he was like, "Hey, can I get some Adderall?" Me being a dumb middle schooler.
Middle school's hard. Middle school's hard.
Said sure, and so I did end up getting in trouble for that. It was just minor, no evidence. Wound up just getting a small police report done on me by the SRO, and then from there it just kind of he continued on with like more drugs and stuff. Then so eventually, I think it was either 8th or 9th grade, he decided that it was a good idea to, with another friend who is unrelated to this case, it was a good idea to go with a pellet gun on the roof and was shooting at cars all along that street and also shot
your neighborhood.
Yes, and shot our window and So we had to get that replaced. His parents covered it. And just, I continued hanging out with him, and he was always just not trying to even get better, really. He was still into vaping, occasionally even trying to pressure other kids, and including me, into vaping. If he didn't like you, he made your life horrible. Like, he's a huge bully, has no feelings of remorse towards anything that he does that affects other people. He had a history of even throwing rocks when the houses were still getting built. He's always been off, and I kind of noticed really how off it was that he continued doing things while everyone else was maturing and starting to not do as much of these stupid destructive things. He continued to do them.
Yeah.
And that was kind of when I decided, it was COVID, the time that I decided to distance myself, because I was like, this is not going somewhere I like.
So what did you text Joe about?
I pretty much just told him, like, we f***ed up. Like, we shouldn't have got into that situation.
What was his response?
He was nervous. I don't really know, it's kind of hard, but he was like, he pretty much just said that he wanted to talk more about it just between the two of us. I met up with him after I got off of work, and we just kind of said that we're just going to cut off all communication with Zach.
Do you remember ever saying anything to Zach about what he was doing?
I mean, I feel like I told him a couple times to, like, quit it and to... I mean, obviously, while he's in my truck, I don't want him to do this, and I don't want him to hurt someone. And it's kind of... I feel like I should have been more strict with it, and maybe I could have stopped it.
You said you feel like you maybe told him to stop. Did you tell him to stop?
I think at one point, but I don't know, it's kind of a blur.
What about, at what point did you see some of the stuff on social media or the press releases or whatever about what happened with Alexa?
I heard it from my grandparents, I think. I just had a thought in the back of my mind. That was probably us. I really hoped it wasn't, but the thought was there.
How long did this go on for?
I don't know. They've been doing it for a long time.
Before Wednesday, how many times have you gone with them?
No, just the once.
Did you know that's what they were going to do?
No, I doubt it. Probably wouldn't have gone.
But you were there when the rocks were picked up.
Were
I know
they?
you were. Did you pick up the rocks, or did they pick up the rocks? There's a chance for you to tell me something I know off of a video.
Well, I know. If you know, then you know. I picked him up.
Okay. How many did you pick up?
No idea.
Handful? Less than a handful?
I don't know. Probably 4.
Okay.
Until we started driving, I had mine at my feet, and then I started handing them up to Mitch.
Okay.
Because I didn't want to have anything to do with it.
How's handing them up not having anything to do with it?
If they're not by me, not doing anything with them.
Okay.
It's just a stupid crime.
Yeah, it is. Tell me about the last rock that was thrown.
It hit a car.
Where? Don't say I don't know. Just
Indiana.
Okay. What happened next?
The car went off the road.
Okay. Who threw that rock?
Driver.
Car goes off the road. What happens next?
They want to check it out, so they flip around. They see the cars in the field, and they assume that it just stopped or like broke a tire out or something.
Okay. How close did you get to the car?
Not at all.
How close did they get to the car?
Not at all. Just drove past it.
Tell me about the conversation when you guys left there.
They said this never leaves this car and a whole bunch of other.
Okay. What doesn't leave the car?
That somebody got thrown off the road by a rock that they threw.
Okay.
What did you think happened to that car that was off the side of the road?
I was hoping that the driver was just checking on the damage. That's really what I was hoping for at the time.
And you did you throw any of the rocks?
Like I said earlier, I did, but I missed it, and I kind of just like thought to myself, that was kind of a stupid decision and how I probably shouldn't.
What was the conversation in the car? How was the decision made to turn around if you didn't turn around for the other cars?
I guess Zach was kind of like, we have to go back and see that. And that's kind of what I remember. He said, we have to. It was kind of like excitement, I guess. So we turned around, and then we went back, and there's just, like, audible silence. Like, you couldn't hear anything.
Well, truthfully, when I woke up in the morning, I saw Indiana was closed. I thought I was going to be sick.
Okay. Why?
Because the only reason they closed both lanes on a road like that is because somebody died.
Bingo. Why'd you take a picture of it?
Why'd I take a picture of it? Because I thought they would want it.
Who?
Mitch or Joe.
Okay. Did they tell you to take that picture?
I can't remember, but, you know, there's a car sitting out there and we were moving, so I took it.
What'd you see?
It's a blur.
Focus.
What did I see in the picture, or what did I see?
What did you see?
A car just sitting out there.
So how many rocks did you throw, if you didn't throw that one?
Didn't throw any.
None at all?
Not a single one.
Not a single rock, even at a parked car?
No.
But you did hand them up?
Yes.
Okay. Did they ask for them, or were you just feeding them forward?
They asked for them.
Did you think even giving them a rock to throw out of the car had the potential to kill somebody?
I didn't really think through it until, that morning when I did some math and have rocks traveling fast.
Rocks traveling fast.
Well, you know what? I was sitting passenger side.
Okay.
And I think when we were driving by, we were moving fast, and I just snapped a little picture of it because I wanted to be able to see better. Or we were moving fast, I don't know. I think they thought they would want it for memory's sake or something. And then as soon as I realized it happened, I got rid of it.
Okay, we'll be right back with you, all right?
I want to make it very clear that I did not kill that girl. I did not throw that rock. I don't know what they told you. I don't know what you think happened. I did not throw that rock.
The first time, we were probably going closer to 80.
Okay, and the second time?
And then when we circled back, we were doing 60. And then when we circled back again, we were doing 50, so Zach could take a photo.
Okay. So the 80 was when you threw the rock?
That is correct, yes.
Okay.
So, what does this look like punishment-wise? I'm in the delayed entry program.
Okay.
So I'm training to be a Marine.
Okay.
I ship to boot camp in July. Is this going to at all affect that?
100% it will. You will not be going to boot camp in July.
All right.
I don't know their rules, but I'm pretty confident saying you won't be going to
And
boot
then,
camp.
other than that, is this going to be made public?
There will be a press conference at some point with regards to your name and everything else. That's not my department, so I don't know for sure. But it will be made public that an arrest was made for sure. And I don't know...
Are you going to specifically state a name?
That I don't know, because it's not my side of what we do here.
That was something very impactful for me during our little conversation. I just want to make sure I shared that with you. So you also need to understand that, yes, there is a level of complicity with everybody in the car, right? So there is a subset of first-degree murder that says you have an extreme indifference to human life. And that is exactly what you guys demonstrated tonight. So at this point, you are under arrest for first-degree murder. You're going to be booked into jail. And you're going to have an opportunity to get to serve the charges. And this is not a bailable offense. Just so you know, there is a statute, a legal theory, that we have that if you are involved in a crime, you are commensurate to that crime. So that being said, because of your involvement in this incident, you are being charged with first-degree murder by showing an extreme indifference to human life. Okay? What's going to happen now is you're going to be booked in. There is no bond available for this until you go in front of a judge. What's called a proof evident hearing. So what's going to happen tonight? A patrolman is going to be in here shortly, and we're going to transfer you down to the jail. Do you have any questions?
Are my boys here? Did you guys get them
I'm not going to answer that question.
Are you unable to?
I'm unwilling to. Okay?
Your son was arrested on murder charges, and your husband is in our jail on obstruction charges. It's okay. I understand this is not the best phone call for you to receive. I know you've been trying to get a hold of us. We've had an ongoing case. I don't know if you've been following social media or anything. But do you have social media? Okay. So it was in reference to the incident with the rocks being thrown through the cars. Your son was involved. Was charged with murder. They went last night to go contact them. Obviously, your husband was not cooperative with law enforcement, and he did nearly fight the officers, so he also got charged with obstruction.
Joe's mom watched both her husband and her son get arrested in a single night, all because Joe never stopped making everyone else's life difficult. During the interview, while Joe chose to remain silent, Zach and Mitch tried to paint a clean image of themselves, maintaining that they probably hadn't even thrown any rocks. However, the truth was something else. They had targeted numerous vehicles and struck 7 cars, including Alexa's, within a span of just 40 minutes. 9 months after their arrest, Mitch had a change of heart and reached out to police to tell them the real truth about that fateful night.
So I guess my first question right off is, why do you want to talk with us today?
I feel like there's a lot that I was initially untruthful with. Obviously, it was a very traumatizing situation. Never been arrested before, so I was very nervous at the time. So there's a lot that I want to clear up. There's also a lot that, wasn't initially stated. And I feel like you guys obviously deserve to know the truth. The family deserves to know the truth. It was around that time, around that 5 to 6-ish, where Joe asked if we wanted to pick up Zach, and I told him sure. So he's the one who initiated that communication through, I believe, Snapchat. He texted him. After we picked up Joseph, at this point I was still driving the truck. We ended up at the Walmart. While we were there, we did shoplift a couple items. I feel like that's the least of my worries at this point. So we did. Me, Zach, and Joe did. I don't know if Joseph did. It was while we were walking back to the car that Joe brought up the idea of throwing rocks, pretty much. And at this point, this wasn't anything new to me, and it also wasn't anything new to Zach. He had been involved once previously with us, so he knew what was going on. So it was also at this point that I let Joe drive the car, because I just didn't feel comfortable driving, I guess, while we were doing that. So I gave Joe the keys, then me and Zach took the rocks. I'd like to say we got 4 or 5 each. And it was when we got back into the car that Joseph asked to be dropped off. And then it was while we were in Joseph's neighborhood that we initially started throwing the rocks at parked cars at that point. I want to say after we exited the neighborhood, we started heading south towards, I think, a gas station, because I think that Zach needed to use the restroom again. Me and Zach got out, and Joe rolled down his window, and me and Zach started grabbing like the landscaping rocks that we had in there, and we were grabbing them from this Apex parking lot and handing them to Joe, and we took a couple trips each between me and Zach. So I want to say by this point we probably had 15 to 20 rocks between all of us in the car. And me and Zach both had our windows down, and we threw the rocks at this abandoned car that was there. Once we hit Indiana, so we were heading south, and then we took another left, so we were in the Come and Go parking lot. So it was while we were at the Come and Go that we got a couple of snacks. I got a couple iced teas for me and Joe. And Zach saw some people he knew in there, so me and Joe just went out to the car to wait for him. At this point, Joe is still driving, so he takes us out of the Come and Go lot, and we turn right onto Indiana, so now we were heading north on Indiana. It was kind of, as I was getting back into the car, there's like one of the rocks there is a pretty bigger one, and it was like all muddy and all that, so I took it and I, tossed it out of the car. And Joe was like, "Hey, dude, what are you doing?" And I was like, "That's too big. I don't know if I'm going to throw that." And Zach was like, "If you're not, I will." So Zach got out, and he grabbed the rock, and he brought it into the back seat with him. So I had rocks at my feet, and Zach had some in the back seat with him. Zach moved from behind me in the passenger seat to behind Joe in the driver's seat. and they both rolled down their window, and they were throwing quite a few rocks, and I want to say at least 2 or 3 of them hit cars that were on Highway 93 that were coming southbound as we were heading north. So we took that left onto Indiana, and with kind of that stretch of road, it's very hilly, so like it goes up and down, and as we were like at the top of one of the hills, we saw headlights coming towards us, and I believe that Zach told Joe at that point to speed up, and it was kind of, I don't know why I remember this, but I remember looking at the speedometer, and Joe was going close to 80 miles an hour when we finally crossed paths with the car, and it was also at that point that it was Zach that threw the rock, the final rock. And he kind of looked through the back windshield, and he said something like, oh, he didn't say she because we didn't know who it was, but he said, I think they went off the road. And so Zach told Joe, we have to go see that. And it was kind of that urgency, we have to. Can't really place an emotion to it, but so Joe kept going on Indiana, and then at the stoplight where you can turn left onto 96, he did a U-turn, and then I can't remember why, but we pulled on the shoulder to pretty much throw the rest of the rocks that we had in the vehicle out of the car. So he pulled onto the shoulder. I had some at my feet that I threw out. I don't know if Zach did the same, but I assumed that he did. So after we did that, he pulled back onto the road. So now we were heading northbound on Indiana, and as we were passing, we saw the car that was off to the side of the road. And it was at that point that Joe pretty much was like, holy. And with our third time passing the vehicle, Joe slowed down, and Zach took a picture of it through the back windshield of the car. And it was kind of like at that point where we were contemplating if they were seriously hurt. And it was at that point where I think it was Joe that brought up that we were never going to talk about that again, and we were never going to do that again. And we all pretty much, Joe took us to Zach's house, which was in the Leiden Rock area, and we dropped Zach off, and then he took us back up to where his car was parked at our friend's house, and that's kind of where we separated for the night. And then pretty much after we separated, I was coming back out of Leiden, and I just it's hard to explain, but I just had a terrible kind of gut feeling when I got to the roundabout. I took the third exits, and now I was heading south on McCaslin, back to where they hit the back-to-back cars. And it was while I did that I kind of pulled out my phone, and I took a Snapchat photo of pretty much the cars and the red and blue lights, and I sent it to Zach and Joe, pretty much saying that we up. After that, I went back home, and I would say I went to sleep, but I really couldn't sleep that night.
Watch as Mitch breaks down while describing the exact moment Zach struck Alexa's car with the biggest rock they had.
Who actually threw that rock that hit Alexa's car?
Zach.
Okay. Describe where he was in the car, how he was holding it, what he said, and as close to the detail of that moment as you can, please.
So Zach was in the back left side of the vehicle, so he was behind the driver, and he had his window down because I heard the wind, and he told Joe to speed up. I did not see him physically throw the rock, so what I was doing was I saw the car coming towards us, and I was kind of, I guess, tracking it as it was coming towards us, and I want to say as it was pretty much front to the left of our car. So I was kind of looking at it like this, and I saw Joe there, and it was at that moment that I glanced down at the speedometer, and I saw that we were going 80. And after I did that, I looked back, and I didn't witness him throw the rock, but I saw him looking back and the car starting to, I guess, curve off of the road.
Where were Joe's hands?
10 and 2 on the steering wheel. Yes, sir. I believe that the rock that was thrown was the one that I had dumped out of the car, and that Zach said if I wasn't going to throw it, he would, and it was the one that he picked up and brought into the back seat with him.
Why do you think that?
I believe just because of how big the rock was, and then by looking at the photos, I think that I can say confidently that the rock that I threw out of the vehicle that I said was too big for me to throw is the same rock that Zach brought into the vehicle to throw, is the same rock that was used to kill Alexa Bartel.
Honestly, what you just told us, absent a little bit of extra detail, matches the second version you told detectives the night of. So my question to you, what part of that first interview were you deceptive about?
I was deceptive about my involvement. I was deceptive about the entirety of Joe's involvement. I was deceptive about events that happened and where they happened.
Okay. Very specifically, one of the purposes of this meeting was to address and correct who threw the rock. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Do you also agree with the fact that what you just told us is the same person that you said the night of? So now you are not correcting anything.
Yeah. So on the night that we were arrested, I believe that was the 25th of April, Joe texted me, and he came to pick me up, and he pretty much, he took us...
much again, just tell me what he said.
He took us to Dairy Queen, and he bought us ice cream, and he told me that if anything should happen, we should have a code word, which he came up with as Moose. And he also said that not to talk to the police. He pretty much said if anything should happen.
What does that mean?
Pretty much what happened, if cops come knocking at your door, he would send the code word to me, or I would send it to him.
Did you get a text, any communication from him that night?
Yes, I did.
Okay. When was that in relationship to when law enforcement showed up at your door?
It was right as it happened.
So how do you now remember precisely where Joe's hands were on the steering wheel?
Because I remembered looking at the speedometer, and he had his hands on the wheel.
What's making you emotional right now?
I just feel like I f***ed up somehow. I feel like I got it wrong again.
So we learned on December 14th the following information, and this is why we're here. Mr. Karolczyk was not honest in his interview about who threw the rock that killed Alexa. In his interview, he stated it was Mr. Kwok who threw the rock. Mr. Kwok states in his interview that it was Mr. Koenig that threw the rock. Mr. Karolczyk was trying to protect Mr. Koenig for reasons that we will be able to explain. But Mr. Karolczyk has been very clear with us, meaning your attorneys, from the beginning that it was Mr. Koenig who threw the rock that caused the death of Alexa. You say you remember both of Mr. Koenig's hands on the wheel, but you also just said you have a black hole in your memory. So that's internally inconsistent just in the last moments. So tell us what we can believe here.
I said at the point when I was arrested, there was a hole in my memory. Because when you go through something traumatic, you try to block it out. I had 9 months to think about that day. Nine months. And I can tell you with confidence that I do believe it was Zach.
It sounds like Zach was way more involved than originally positioned.
Yes, okay. I already told you that he was with us on a previous instance where we did something similar.
When was that?
It was a few days before April 19th.
Okay.
It was probably around that weekend, and it was me, Zach, and Joe, and we were driving around. I want to say it was down near Morrison, and I had a bunch of these glass Topo Chico bottles in the back. I had a case of them that I was drinking. And what we were doing is we were going around and we were just throwing these glass bottles on the road and at cars. So Zach was already involved with this kind of behavior when we did it.
So you understood that there were consequences of a person being impacted by it.
I understood there were consequences about everything, but a person getting hurt isn't something that you can repair.
Okay.
So pretty much after the Bartell incident, I guess kind of separated myself from them, and I think I had 2 meetings with Joe, and I didn't see Zach in person after the incident.
What did you do after this? After the 19th?
I started drinking a lot, so on the night that we were arrested, I did want to shift all the blame towards Zach.
Why?
To protect myself and to protect Joe at the time.
Why would you protect Joe?
Because at the time he was my closest friend.
Did he ask you to protect him?
No.
Okay. So you're shifting all of the blame towards Zach.
Yeah.
Then what happened?
Well, after the fact, I realized I was stupid. Because no matter what, they don't care what happens to me. So I shouldn't give a shit what happens to them.
Who is the they in that sentence?
After we all got arrested, Joe and Zach don't care what's going to happen to me. And I shouldn't care what's going to happen to them. I should stop trying to protect them. Okay. Stop trying to protect Joe.
Have you had any communication with them indirectly through family?
No.
Directly? Anything?
No.
No. There's no jails. There's no notes been passed to the jail that I don't know about?
No.
Okay.
The only communication I've had is a porter came up to me and he said, "Hey, Zach was talking about you."
Okay.
And I told him I don't care.
So the question really comes down to is why do we believe you now? Why should we believe you now? What can you provide that we don't already know, that you're just not regurgitating something that's in discovery of substantive value?
You have no reason to believe me. But I also have no reason to protect anyone anymore. I promise you, what I am telling you is the truth. I have no reason to care about Joe or care about Zach. I have no reason to protect anyone. I just want to do what's best for me. So what I have told you is the truth. I can't think about that moment without thinking about what had happened. I don't want to think about what had happened.
None of us do, but yet we're here. You're not the only one that relives that night every day. But you are the one that was in the car that has the memory.
Tensions rising on day 5 of the trial of Joseph Koenig, a second former friend and co-defendant taking the stand to testify against him.
And you tell her you can't think of how Joe came in possession of that rock because it was in the back seat with Zach.
Yes, I did say that.
And but today you still maintain, you're saying to us it was Joe who threw the rock.
Yes, that's what I'm telling you.
Did you know from the time Alexa Bartell was killed until today that Joseph Koenig threw the rock that killed her?
I did.
And so why did you say that you didn't know that and your understanding changed at certain points if you knew that the whole time?
I still felt the need to protect him and protect myself, and Zach was easy to blame because I barely knew him.
All 3 of them were charged with first-degree murder with extreme indifference, criminal attempt to commit first-degree murder, second-degree assault, and criminal attempt to commit second-degree assault. Joe was sentenced to life in prison. Mitch, who pleaded guilty in 2024 to second-degree murder, attempted first-degree murder, and crime of violence, was sentenced to 45 years in prison, and all of his initial charges were dropped. Zach pleaded guilty in 2024 to first-degree assault, second-degree assault, and criminal attempt to commit second-degree assault, and was sentenced to 32 years in prison, with his original charges dropped as well. YouTube thinks you'll love the video on screen. Click to watch now.